What's up guys, Snow Crash here, back with a new farm, and just check this one out. What the f***? I'm calling this one the lamb hot dog. The sheep are the sausage meat and the dirt's the bread. Oh, that sounds f***ing g***. And my viewers from New Zealand are going to be getting excited. They love their sheep and they love them often. Okay, you're probably thinking, why did I need a new sheep farm? Well, with 1.10, for some reason, I don't know why, it shouldn't be this way, but it is. The old sheep farm I had just didn't work. So what I needed was a nice, compact, really easy to build sheep farm that produced a decent amount of wool in a short space of time, and this is the one I came up with. It's fully automated, AFK, and will produce around about 1100 wool blocks per hour. It can be scaled up to produce even more than that, and I'll show you that at the end of the video. Before I go on, I do have to say this is an evolutionary design. It is based on a number of other people's work, and I'll be linking those guys in the description. So it works like this. The sheep just go round and round and round. You stand somewhere and shear them. It's that simple. It's pretty basic stuff, and it works really, really well. Okay, so let's get building this thing. What you're going to do is come over and build a 3x10 patch of grass. Okay, and when you're done, I want you to put a cobblestone fence post just there. Next, grab any solid block, it can be grass, iron, whatever, and bring it up 3 like that. Now what I want you to do is come around and put 3 ladders on it like that. And we're going to build another grass platform, but we're going to shift it by 1 and have a 2 gap in between like that. Once again, bring it out 3x10. Okay, you can see here that it's offset just by that 1 block like that. Come back over to the other side. What we're going to do is put a glass pane there. Okay, what we're going to do is switch to glass blocks, and we're going to bring them around in a sort of a U shape like this. Bring it up another 2. And when you're done, it's going to look a little like that. We're going to add 2 more strips in, just here. Just 3 there, and 3 here like that. I want you to come down here and grab a sign and just stick it on there. I want you to come inside here and just put a block on there and a block on there. So there's a little hole here. And in there, we're going to stick a bucket of water like that. And it'll look a little like this from the side. Now you can come down to the end here, and what we're going to do is get the chest arrangement set up. You can put some glass down, you can put a temporary block here and put a double chest or whatever you want there. Now break the temporary block and face a hopper into the chest, like that. Come around the back side here, face a hopper into that hopper, and then another hopper into that hopper. So you have a little hopper chain like that. Lastly, we're going to put 1 hopper on top of this guy pointing directly downwards, like that. Okay, now we're going to need to make a little thing for the sheep to fall down. That's pretty easy. Bring out some glass like this, bring it all the way up, and do another 2 above the grass like that. Same story here, another 2 up like that. And of course, you got to close it off like this. And that's a little sort of chute that the sheep can fall down. Now we're actually going to put some water in here, so we need to close this bit off like that so I can go back around and then basically punch out that block there. And that just leaves a square, and we'll put our water there in a moment. Fill in these gaps here, around this side and this side. And I just want you to bring a little glass fence along like this, all the way back to here. Same on the other side. Switch to a sign, and on either side here, it doesn't really matter, just put a sign down like that. Alright, now climb back in here and we can put our water down now. And it'll stop right there. Hop back out, seal it back up, and you're as good as gold. Alright, we're almost done. Come up to the top of the farm and you're going to bring out a little glass fence like this. And you'll see here that it has a 1 air gap above the grass. Okay, this last bit isn't mandatory, but it is going to help a little bit. Put a flat trapdoor across that hopper there, and then just put another trapdoor flat down like that. Okay, we're almost there, and now we just need a little AFK area where we're going to be able to snuggle in, be safe, shear the sheep, and also have our shears replenished when they break. Now to do that, we're going to build a little room. It's pretty easy, but for starters, what we're going to do is change to a dropper, place down a facing upwards dropper there. We're going to put down a dispenser facing this direction, And now switch to a hopper, and we're going to put the hopper facing into that dropper there like that. Once you've done that, we can build our little room, put a solid block here. Doesn't matter what this stuff is made out of, as long as it keeps you all nice and safe. Let's put a block in here as well, and a little roof on it like that. Get yourself a door and put a door down like this. Now we've still got to put a little timer on this so that it spits the shears out at regular intervals. I've just built a little platform here because obviously you're not going to be building this thing in the sky, or maybe if you are, you do it like this. So we've seen this one all before. It's a fading comparator clock. Put a block down there like that. Face a couple of comparators into it. Come around, face 2 more like that in the opposite direction. Get yourself some redstone dust. Put some on the end there. Grab yourself a redstone torch. And then just connect it up like this. Every few seconds this thing's going to pulse. And finally we'll just wire that up to our dropper. And we should see this pulsing every few seconds like that. Okay, if you want to test it, you can just open the door, throw an item, I don't know, throw this guy in there, and every 2 clicks you should see it get spat out like that, and it'll just go around and around. Now one thing I just realized that we're going to change is when you stand in this hopper here, you fall down a little bit. That's not so good. Get rid of that trapdoor, put a little carpet down, she'll be as good as gold. So you're probably wondering, how is this going to help me when I'm shearing? Well, it's pretty straightforward. What you got to do is fill up this dispenser with shears like this. We'll put about, 9 or 10. I can't remember how many blocks of wool these things shear. I think it's about 700 each or something like that. Anyway, fill that up. And then what we do is we fill up our inventory completely full except for the shears we're going to use. Now, when these eventually run out of durability and die and disappear, this thing will feed us a new set of shears which can only go into here and will continue shearing. And the idea is you can walk in here, close the door, and you can see those shears going through. Now, I'm not picking them up because my inventory is completely full. But when these shears that I'm holding in my hand, eventually, the durability goes down and they break, they'll disappear. And to simulate that, I'm just going to throw them. And you'll see, there we go. We pick up a new set of shears and off we go and we start shearing. So that's how it works. Okay, so if you want an on-off switch for this thing so it's not ticking all the time, you can put a lever anywhere near this redstone next to it, or even on this block here. Turn it on. That'll stop the clock and stop this thing cycling those shears. Alright guys, well that's pretty much about it. The only thing left to do is put some sheep in it. Now in general, this farm's going to work just fine, work perfectly with 2 sheep per grass block. Now when I say per grass block, I don't mean all the grass, I mean the grass that they walk along. So there's 1, 2, 3, as you know, we put 10 down there, and then down here we put another 10. So that's 20 grass blocks in total that they walk across, which means we can put 40 sheep in here. 37, 38, 39, 40. There's 40 sheep, and we'll start to see them move around, fill this up, and then they'll start cycling. And there we go, they're starting to move around and around. Now you may be able to squeeze a few more in. I reckon you could probably fit maybe another 5 sheep, maybe 6 sheep. The problem is if you put too many in, it'll break it. If you have too few, you'll break it. Maybe 2.1 per grass block is probably optimal. I'll let you work that out. Come along, you turn your timer on, you come into your little shearing shed here, close the door, change to your shears, make sure your inventory's completely full, and get shearing like this. The best places to aim is just slightly above them, just there. So as they bob up and down, you're shearing all the sheep. Now very occasionally a sheep will slip through and not get sheared. Don't panic. Don't have an anxiety attack. It's all cool. These things happen in life. Sometimes things don't work perfectly. But that's pretty much all there is to it. You're going to get your 1100 wool per hour and it's going to be very happy. Now the last thing I need to explain is how do you actually AFK with the shearing button down. Now there's a million ways of doing this. You can stick a paperweight on your keyboard, you can put your cat on it, whatever. And for Macintosh I've got no idea. But one way I do it is pretty straightforward. Go into your controls menu. You can remap your use item key to anything you want. I change it to a \. That's pretty straightforward. Now you'll see in Minecraft that there's a toggle full screen button. By default it's F11 on the PC. Now this is where the trick comes in. Basically, if you switch from full screen back to windowed or windowed to full screen while holding a key, Minecraft will continue to think that that key's being held down. So the procedure is hold down your backslash, which I just set the use key to, and while holding that, you hit F11, continue holding the backslash, and once it's transitioned into full screen or windowed, you let go of everything and it will continue to do that shearing. So you'd basically come down to your shearing shed, go in here, start shearing like that, and then what I'd do is while I'm holding down the backslash, hit F11, wait until it's transitioned, and then just let go and it'll keep shearing. At that point, you can just task switch out, do whatever else you want to do on the computer. And just bear in mind, if you come back into the game and press anything, it'll stop it. But as I said, guys, there's dozens of ways of doing it with macros and stuff like that. So you can go and Google that, work it out yourself. Pretty easy. Now, just a couple of final things that are very important. For the grass to grow, it needs light. So if you're not building this outside, you're going to need to put torches down. But more importantly, this farm will actually operate better underground or dark, like with a roof over it. And the reason is to do with the light levels on blocks. So what we're going to do is light this up. So whether it's above ground, below ground, whatever, you're still going to want to light it up. What we're going to do is put a torch down there, one roughly in the middle, one at the end there. Come around, do the same thing. There, there, and there. For the lower one, put a torch there, there, and here. Same thing on the other side. And one there. Okay, so that should illuminate this enough that the grass regrows. It also provides a slight differential on the lighting levels of the blocks, and it helps the sheep go around and around. So there you have it, guys, the lamb hot dog wool farm. Stick around and I'll show you how to scale this up. And as per usual, the world download will be in the description. You can download it and check it out yourself. Okay, you wanted something big? Well, here it is. This one is 40 blocks wide and 160 sheep. And it produces about 2,500 wool per hour. And there you go. So pretty much it's exactly the same as the mini one over here, except that the middle has just been expanded out. Now, there's an important thing. You can't sit at the end here and shear the sheep like normal. And the reason is because any sheep that are further than 32 blocks away from you won't move. They can still get pushed, but they're not going to move on their own accord, which is going to make the farm bad. So basically with this design, all we've done is put a sign there, filled in the back wall here, put 3 hoppers down, a bit of water to make them bob up and down. And over here, as you can see, you just stand here and you shear them away exactly the same as you did up the end. So that means that these sheep are in range here and those sheep are in range, and they'll just continue to go round and round. They do not go around as fast as the mini one over here, and there's a lot of reasons which I'm not going to get into the technicalities, but it still works at more than twice the rate if you need that extra boost in production levels. I'd say in this particular farm we don't have quite enough sheep. The 2 per grass is probably not quite enough, so I'd probably put some more in. It might help it move a bit faster. But there you go, there's the massive lamb hot dog. So there you have it, guys, the lamb hot dog. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and thanks for checking out my new farm. This has been Snow Crash. I'll catch you later. Cheers.